Welcome everybody. Tonight we're on collections. You have options of premium starter kits. That's how I started with a premium starter kit. There is 12 oils, a diffuser, Ninja Red samples, Thieves Waterless hand sanitizer, and Thieves spray, and those great value. That is like the #1 best value out there. I get one at least once a year. So there are also other kits, starter kits like CBD, the Ninja Red, Thieves starter kits as well. But tonight we're talking about collections, and there's all sorts of collections. We have Stephanie tonight that's going to get us started on our first collection, and she's going to tell us about a few oils out of the oils of ancient scripture. Correct, Stephanie? If I have that right, you need to unmute.
Yes, I am talking about, I picked 2, so I went for you all. Okay, so this is the kit. These are the 2 books I got my knowledge from. Healing Oils of the Bible and Oils in Scripture. This one is much easier to read than this one. This one also is based off our old Oils of the Ancient Scripture kit, which included 12 oils. This only has the 10. All right. I'm going to do a disclaimer. I am not uber religious, super into the Bible. This is probably the first time I picked up the Bible in a long time, but I have to tell you, it is amazing what's in there on oils and other stuff. So I highly suggest it. So, all right, I picked 2 oils today. One is in the starter kit and one is not. I chose frankincense and myrrh, or no, I'm sorry, hyssop. Don't correct me if I'm wrong.
Hyssop.
Okay, hyssop. Okay, so frankincense. Who uses this oil regularly? Anybody? Okay, so if you're new to oils and you haven't had a relationship with good old Frank here, I highly suggest that you open up that bottle and discover its superpowers. But before I start totally about this, for the oils of the ancient scripture, if you are pregnant, I highly suggest you have a companion book, because some of these oils are not safe to use while pregnant. So, all right, so here I'm gonna do, so these are why I picked these oils. Most people know the story of frankincense that is recognized in the Bible the most often, and that would be the birth of our Jesus Christ. So that is, Matthew 1:16. They entered the house and saw the child with his mother Mary. They bowed down and worshiped him. Then they opened their treasure chest, gave him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So, frankincense. I have used this on all 3 births of my children. It's very calming, it's very grounding, and it opens up your mind. So, I strongly suggest it. There are so many uses of frank and so many uses of it inside the oils of the ancient scripture. It's crazy. Like, I think my favorite story about frankincense of my own was my husband and I had just got into oils, ladies, literally just got into oils. I think our honeymoon was 3 months after I started being oily, and we're in Rome. And I can't tell you how many times essential oil frankincense was brought up in our tours. My husband thought I had paid the tour guide to talk about essential oils. So they are all over Rome, all over the catacombs. It's so crazy, and their baths still smell like frankincense today. Let me, 1 second, I have a child begging for me. Okay, yeah, let's go by daddy. Okay, all right, my other oil. Now, hyssop, I got to use for the first time this week. So, hyssop, this was the reason I was delayed buying the oils of ancient scripture, because hyssop is one of the ones you should not use while pregnant. So I just chose not to bring it into the house because I'm that kind of person mindset. Some people can have it. I didn't want to have any more temptations. I started off with wintergreen. Sorry. All right. So here's how we used it this week. This is a mason jar, and I put coconut oil in it. Sorry. I put, as I drip it all over my laptop. Okay, so there's coconut oil in here and 2 drops of hyssop. So why did I dilute it? Ooh, as I turn off my camera, sorry y'all. Sorry, I have
Life
coconut
happens.
oil and hyssop all over my laptop now. Okay, so it is very good for respiratory support, and the kiddos needed it, which is why I diluted it so strongly. It is a very powerful oil. It is used throughout the Bible, but I chose to tell you the end story because I felt like it was a good starting oil and beginning and end oil. So hyssop was used in biblical times a lot, and I was telling John, I'm like, this smells like perfume. Like, I could bathe myself in this, and this could be my perfume for now on. Forget fancy stuff. So let me find the quote that I wanted to give you guys. All right. So this is the death of Jesus. It's John 28 and 29. So Jesus knew that his mission was now finished and fulfilled. Scripture, he said, I am thirsty. A jar of sour wine was sitting there, so they soaked a sponge in it, put it on a hyssop branch, and held it to his lips. So hyssop is not just respiratory support, but think about a fragrant branch. If you crack hyssop, which you would have to do to stick a sponge around it, those oils were getting into his wine. Hyssop, so not only is it good for respiratory support, but it's good for circulation support. And what Jesus was going through during that time, that would have been necessary. So it was kind of like a way to help him without anyone knowing he was getting help. He was allowed to drink, but they helped him in other ways. So I think it's kind of fascinating that, like, how often hyssop was mentioned in the Bible. It's one of the most ones. However, it was never mentioned as an oil. It was mentioned as the branches and how they use those branches. But we all know as oilers, that the branches were excreting these oils. So it's crazy to me to think that in those times, they knew how much power was contained in something as cracking a stick. Now, it's not that easy to get the oils, but again, you got to remember, you would still get some of the oils. It's just like when I tell people, you eat an orange peel covered in chocolate, that's what you're eating. You're eating essential oils. That's how I'm like, when people are like, oh, don't eat them. Yeah, eat them. So those are 2 of the oils I chose from the oils of scripture. Again, wherever you are in your religious journey, I highly recommend reading this book, these 2 books. If you want to start baby steps, do the Oils Plus Scripture by Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, because it's way easier, it's baby steps, it's broken down by each oil. So I'll come back and teach more on the other oils, but I wanted to do hyssop today because of the use that I've been using it all week on the kids, and the kids love it because, again, it smells so good. It does not smell like patchouli. Okay, it smells good. It smells woodsy, calming. And if anyone knows me, patchouli is just not this mama's cup of tea. So. Any questions?
And hyssop is not my cup of tea.
Really?
Like, I'm
like in love with it.
But see, that's what makes us each unique. Because when I diffuse hyssop for respiratory, I literally put lemon and peppermint with it to help offset hyssop. Because I have used it straight on, but my favorite story is I love hyssop. Have you ever had a cold that goes really deep in your chest? Okay, and you know you have mucus. I put hyssop, not on me because I didn't like the smell, Stephanie. I put it in a diffuser and then I was like my head over it. And I hated the smell, even though I put 2 drops of lemon and peppermint, and I started coughing. You know, I mean, you're getting that oil right up your nose. And all of a sudden I said, Dale, bring me a pail. I'm going to throw up. And I literally started throwing up. I'm like, hyssop made me sick throwing up. Actually, what hyssop did, it brought up all my mucus. And I was like, so I keep bottles of hyssop. I still don't like the smell, Stephanie.
Well, then
I
don't
won't
come
wear
near
it
my
as a
Bible right now
perfume.
because it's literally coated in hyssop and coconut oil. Between my
But
Bible
it's-
and my laptop and myself, we are
That's awesome.
a
I love
hyssop
that.
party right now.
But you may be the first person I know who loves hyssop as a perfume. But isn't that what's amazing? But the power of hyssop is extraordinary. But the smell kept me from it. Not anymore, but it did initially.
And it's one of them we can get, some of them we cannot get out of the oils of ancient scripture. We only can get them in the kit. Hyssop you can get, and a 5 ml bottle's $29.25, and that is an awesome value of that around.
Yep.
Anyway, so thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome. Anybody have any
appreciate-
questions? Like I'm telling you, the kids' reaction to this,
So they loved it.
their bodies responded to it. Let's put it that way.
Did you have anything else in the coconut oil besides hyssop?
No, but if I didn't like the scent or they didn't, I love layering on Copaiba. Now, that's the only way this mommy puts peace and calming on herself. Because, yeah, me and Truly, we just don't belong together.
Hyssop is also in several blends. GLF, the gallbladder liver function, is an awesome oil. You can get the 15 ml bottle if you, or you can just start with the 5 ml bottle. Immune Power has it as well, so you know it's great immunity booster. So if you just type in hyssop in your search online, then you will see all the oils, even Mendwell.
It's in Egyptian gold, Exodus 2. Probably why I like it. Stop, Charlotte. As you hear. It's probably why I like it. It was in Ula Faith. And Ula Faith was one of my go-to oils. It's also in White Angelica, which is kind of interesting.
It is. So yeah, Animal Sense Mendwell has it, which is awesome oil as well. Not just for the pets. Thank you, Stephanie. We appreciate all that you've done. Told us about on the scripture oils. So I'm going to go ahead and share our screen. First of all, Jean, do you have anything? Oh, you're muted.
Thank you. One of my favorite collections, as Beth goes to that page, is something called the Golden Touch. If you haven't yet looked into it, I order it like every August or September, and it's my winter wellness to make sure that we don't run out. If you look at your catalog, you'll see the Golden Touch, and it is around $100. It's actually $96, but you have 7 bottles of Digest Vitality, Endoflex, Juvaflex, Melrose, Raven, RC, and Thieves. And all of these, as Beth puts it up, are part of my winter wellness collection. It's kind of like I do have these oils, but I keep this that if I run out, and we also have an adult son who lives about 30 minutes away from us, and you'd be surprised how he can run out of toothpaste or mouthwash or a certain oil. Mom, do you have that? And I'm able to make sure that I can go pull a Raven or an RC or Digest out for him. So this is an amazing
So the price is
like-
103.75. Sorry, Jane, go ahead.
Oh, okay, 103.75. Yeah, I've got the old catalog. But I want to encourage you to also look at all of these oils and research them, and you will see why they're important to have. What's really great is all of these oils are available in a 15 ml. Okay, so you can get the if you try this and you're like, oh, I love the Endoflex to support my thyroid and my immune support and my adrenals, you can get that in a 15 ml as well as any of the oils. So I just want to really encourage you. This was when I found this collection, I was like, wow, this has everything I need for the winter. And actually, when my husband drove an hour each way to work, he carried the Golden Touch collection with him, and he kept these oils in his office desk drawer, because I was like, I don't know what you're going to catch at work, but these will support you. And he would just text me and go, what do I use Juvaflex for? And I'd tell him, or I ate something that didn't agree with me. I'm like, pull out your Digest Vitality. So I hope you guys check it out. If you have questions about it, let me know. I use these every week for sure. And a lot of them, like Digest, Thieves, Melrose, every day. So pass it back to you, Beth.
Thank you, Jean. So